Hello, YouTube. How is everybody today on this fine Thursday? So I'm just trying to figure out where to put my mouse so I can access it easily at the end of the video. Anyhow, why am I here today? Well, it is Thursday, so if you've been a follower of my channel for a significant amount of time, you know I do a segment called Things We're Making Thursday. It was a collab that got started back in January of 2023. And there was just, I think, 4 or 6 ladies that started it. I myself personally like to call them the founding mothers. And they decided to come up with 12 free crochet patterns. There was examples of blanket, shawl, hat, bag, a wrap, wristers, pillow covers, basket. Like, it was all kinds of neat things. And each month they presented one of those 12 patterns, and they all put their own spin on it and made said pattern and talked about what changes they had to make or the yarn they used, stuff like that. I followed along, but I did not participate in 2023. And there is a group over on Facebook called Things We're Making Thursday. If you'd like to join them, you're more than welcome to. It's a very laid back, easy to get along with people. You can talk about anything and everything. It doesn't even have to regard Things We're Making Thursday. So in that group, occasionally I would also share a free pattern. I always made sure they were free. Knitted item that looked very similar to the crocheted item they were honoring that month. And then in 2024, they realized, okay, you know what, we're only reaching out to the crochet people, and there are a lot that crochet and knit or are just knitters, and they were excluding them. So they decided for 2024 they were going to switch it up, and each month they gave us a theme. We could make whatever we want as long as it kind of fell inside with the theme. That's when I jumped on the bandwagon, and oh my goodness, I've loved this idea ever since. I've almost 2 years now been part of it, actually making an item every month. And that's why we're here today, because in 2025, we're supposed to design our own item. And I will admit, for this one, I followed an actual pattern. I easily could have changed the size of it, which then would have classified as making it my own. But I followed an actual pattern, and I was like, okay, well, what do I want to make? Because this month's theme is amigurumis. I love making amigurumis. I've made so many of them. At the end of the month, I will be coming back out on a Thursday, last Thursday of the month, to do a slideshow to show you guys some of the things I have made. But I thought, okay, what do I want to make? I kind of knew what yarn I wanted to use, which would have been the Red Heart Biddy Stripes that I showed in small yarn haul I did. As you see, there's a fair bit used out of it. Not all on this project. There's another project you guys will see tomorrow with the same yarn. So I thought, okay, I gotta find something that's preferred one color. I don't want to be doing yarn changing. I don't want to be doing a whole bunch of little parts to sew on. So I went looking to find an item that there's actually no sewing involved except for at the very end when you sew up the bottom. And all the parts are as one. So you guys ready to see what I made? I like it. It's a little octopus. And all his tentacles and like all very colorful all the way around. Very fun. Makes me think of really tight ringlets. And if I turn them around to the front, right here beside my fingers, you can see there is actual little plastic safety eyes, but they're tiny. I was kind of hoping, this lighter blue would have been down further so that the eyes would have popped a little more. But I made a little octopus. I love making these things. I know something like this is great for babies, especially in NICU, because then their little hands will play with these more than, the tubing that may be in their mouth or their nose and stuff. So these, or even just little ones in general, like this is a great fidget toy for them, if you want to call it that. But yeah, it was an all one one and done. It started here at the top of the head with the magic ring, slowly increased. Then you did so many rounds. Then you slowly decreased. And then once you got down to 8 stitches, you then did each one of these, which again, like I said, it shows every color that's in the cake or the yarn itself. But yep, that was my Things for Making Thursday object. So something kind of cute. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. I just think it's adorable. Had fun with it. I had it done actually last week, except I had to get a little bit more stuffing and then do up the bottom. And all I did at the bottom was I took my yarn tail, and because we had to one round work in the front loops, so the back loops inside were still available, I just kind of whip stitched through the back loops and cinched it real tight, and then, here, let me see how well I can show this to you. But there's where I cinched it up, was right in here, and it was actually pretty decent. So yeah, that's my octopus. I like it. Pretty quick project. I think I did it in under 2 days, minus the last little bit of stuffing, because like I said, I had to wait till I could get some. So that is done. Can't wait to see what you guys are all making if you're participating. Now, if you're wondering how you can participate, well, there's a few different ways. One, you can make a video yourself and air it on YouTube. Two, like I said earlier, there is a group over on Facebook called Things for Making Thursday. You can join the group. Now, there is a few questions you got to answer to join the group. Like, say, for example, I was making this as a baby gift, we'll say, like a baby shower gift. The person who's having the baby, they're obviously a friend of mine, but I don't want them to see this item. That's why the group itself is private, so you do got to answer questions. Because if you're going to share something you don't want your friends and family to see on Facebook, that's a good way to do it. That way it's still a surprise for them. Or if you either don't want to make videos or upload to the Facebook group, but you still want your items shown to people, you can always contact other content creators, including myself, and say, hey, if I send you a picture, would you mind sharing it, in your video? Most of us would be happy to do so, no problems. Like I said, I know early on I wasn't able to share. I slowly over time learned new tricks, and now I know how I can share. So yeah, like I said, if you want to send me a picture, you're more than welcome to. If you want to share it on Facebook, you're more than welcome to. If you want to make your own video, obviously you're more than welcome to. But yeah, definitely having fun with this once. Next month, I had an idea of what I was going to do, which I already had 2 things made. I was going to kind of combine them. And it don't work. I already kind of held them together that, nope, that's not going to work. So I do got to come up with something new for next month. But for now, we're doing amigurumis. So anyways, guys, I love you all, and I will see and talk to you all soon. Bye for now.